Street. These days, it would seem children are more vulnerable than ever. And for parents, yesterday's massive police sting that netted more than 150 people across Australia is a timely reminder of the dangers facing their children in today's society. So what can you do to protect your children?
Will you come up here with me? You might have come up here.
These creeps are out there, they're on the street, and they're coming through your computer.
It seems protecting your children against pedophiles is harder than ever before. Just ask Mum, Karen Harris.
It's hard to know where your children are safe. All you can do is help them fight back.
The internet's providing an opportunity for offenders to get access to kids that they ordinarily wouldn't have access to.
Detective Inspector Brian Huxley was one of the police who headed yesterday's massive crackdown on an international child pornography ring which saw hundreds arrested in Australia.
A parent wouldn't necessarily like to have their child providing their personal details, their name, phone numbers, contact details to a complete stranger, and yet that's what they do in these internet chat rooms.
Could you give us a hand for a second?
Out on the streets, there have been a record number of attempted abductions reported. The prime targets primary schoolers on their way to and from school.
Boys, you didn't see a little black puppy when you came up the path, did you?
Let's face it, 24 hours a day, parents can't be with them.
Criminologist Dale Jackson has studied abductions and written a book to help parents protect their children.
There's nothing specific to identify an abductor. And that's why a child really needs to know about strangers, good and bad strangers.
Do you reckon you guys would have a minute to help me look?
But how can children tell who to trust? With the help of parents, we set up tests to see how easy it was to abduct a child. Sharon Ward's sons, Ben, who's 9, and Jake, 7, catch a bus and walk home from school. While I waited in a car with Sharon, Anne, an actress, approaches the boys pretending she's lost her dog.
Okay, Jake's talking to her, he's pointing.
Would you walk down with me? Well, I just live down in Bond Street.
See, everything I've taught them now has gone out the window.
Could you give us a hand for a second?
Yeah, he's spoken to her and she's looking his way.
As much as Lisa doesn't like it, her 11-year-old daughter Emilia sometimes has to walk home from school.
I've got to get this car started. My wife's sick. I've got to get home.
Cole is also an actor. This time he pretends his car has broken down and he wants Emilia to get in and help him.
She's still walking. She hasn't done a thing.
I just need someone to help me for a minute. I'm in desperate trouble, if you wouldn't mind. If you harden a child, train them from a very young age, under no circumstances. It doesn't matter whether that stranger is looking for directions. It doesn't matter if they're looking for a lost cat, dog or bird. Kids need to understand that strangers do not need little children to look for birds, cats or find their way.
He was going to ask you if you'd get into the car with him.
And you didn't. Were you scared?
A little bit. They're gone with the wind. Ben and Jake, what are you doing?
For Sharon, it's a real eye-opener. She regularly talks to the boys about being careful.
We all think the gruffy-looking person, you know, the man in the car with the lollies scenario. You suppose you don't think about the little nice lady with the dog.
It could be.
Damn the dog.
While physical abductions are the most serious, police say the bigger risk to our kids is found right in our home.
It's a fact of life, it's the internet, and you're not going to join up all the laws in all the countries to make your children 100% safe ever.
Last year, Karen Harris's 13-year-old daughter Nerida was stalked in a teenage chat room by a net predator calling himself Gobbledoc.
I didn't even know that he was that type of person. I just thought that I could talk to him.
It was just utter disbelief. The things that he said were, I'd be sick if somebody said it to me. They were really that bad.
It's important to tell your kids not to believe that someone actually says that they're a 6-year-old from around the corner, because they could be a 45-year-old man from interstate.
Simon Johnson has written a book about protecting your kids on the internet.
Move the computer out of the kid's bedroom and into a family room. Go and talk to your kids about some of the risks associated with the internet.
And she pulls no punches, you know. She says, rack off, you're a pervert, and leaves the room, and that's it. So, yeah, I feel pretty confident with her.
Karen says even though Nerida still gets approached, she now knows how to handle herself. But what many parents don't understand is that kids also use code words to talk to one another, a secret language cyberstalkers do understand.
Three-letter acronyms such as Parent Over Shoulder, POS, or Be Right Back, which is BRB. And these are three-letter acronyms that parents really need to be aware of, because kids are using them in chat rooms, so that parents aren't aware of actually what they're saying.
Maybe you'll have to do some better more lessons about all this. Hey? Yeah? You're not in trouble though. Come and give me a cuddle.
There's a lot that parents can do, and they don't have to live in fear, but the harsh reality is that parents can't be with kiddies 24 hours a day.